Have you ever wondered what happens to products that sit out on display or items that are returned by customers? Are those items ever sold? Chances are they go through a process known as liquidation. Liquidation, it's the process of selling off a company's inventory, typically at a big discount, to generate cash. For items that were on the shelf, defected, returned by customers, or ones that were overstocked, it's usually cheaper for the company to liquidate that inventory and to sell it off at a steep discount. Earlier this month, I set out on a mission to see if it's a good side hustle to purchase these items from liquidators and to see if I could resell them at market value or higher on Amazon. In order to make this all work and to give myself the highest probability of success, I began by listing out my criteria. First, no clothing, jewelry, or hazardous substances would be purchased. Clothing has too many variations to work with. Jewelry, on the other hand, has too many listing restrictions and a higher chance of counterfeit. Hazardous substances, I don't need to get into this one. Second, I would only resell products that were in the new condition. I love the element of surprise with returned items, but my business does not. Third, I would only spend up to $1,000 on my first order so it could be beginner friendly, and it would have to come from a Northeast liquidator so I can reduce my shipping fees. Lastly, as far as selling on Amazon, I would only resell products that could provide a plus 20% profit margin, no restrictions in reselling on existing listings, or the item is not currently sold on Amazon. Now that I had my criteria listed out, it was time to go ahead and find a liquidator so I could find some products to resell. I searched around online and liquidation.com seemed to be the most popular and credible. After all, it's liquidation.com. For those beginners out there, it's pretty easy to use. First, I filtered down to Northeast locations, selected the new condition, and set my cap per bid at $1,000 max. This is an auction-based service like many liquidators, so you're competing with other buyers and you're bidding against them just like you would on eBay. When it comes to products, and as far as what I was looking for, my goal was to find something that was fairly small and lightweight in order to reduce my shipping fees. More importantly, if I could find a product that could sell for 5 times its bid value, I know that I'd be able to reach my plus 20% profit margin. The first product that I stumbled upon were these Crayola crayons. Crayons, same thing. Anyways, the current bid was at $100 and the seller was claiming that these units could be sold for $5.99 a piece. There were a total of 48 units, making my projected revenue $287. Now, this was nowhere near the revenue I would need to bid $100 on a set of products, but it was something to at least consider. Keep in mind, this doesn't factor in the 5% buyer premium that you pay to use this service. And on top of that, there's a $40 minimum shipping fee. With all of this being said, my profit margin would only be about 6 to 7% at maximum. This would not work out. I continued looking, and the second product that I came across were these pet collars and toys. You know that I'm big on pet supplies. It's one of my favorite product sets, so I was really excited about this opportunity. What really caught my eye though was the suggested MSRP of $2,200. If this was true, this would be the opportunity of all opportunities. Well, after looking on Amazon, I couldn't find any similar products, which means I would have to list these as new. Additionally, products like this were not going for over $10 a unit, meaning my profit would be minimal per unit. So let's get into the numbers. This time around, I created this fancy calculator to do the hard work for me. Using the calculator and assuming an average unit sales price of $6.99, my margin, it would only be around 14%. Once again, another opportunity not worth pursuing. Always be careful when you're looking at the manifest document and the suggested MSRP that they have in the title, because more times than not, that seller is going to tell you more of what you want to hear than reality and what you can actually expect. Fortunately, for the third product that I looked at, I had some luck. I came across these battery packs for HP computers. The bid was currently at $100, and I know that these would sell for at least $40 a unit, which would provide a very high margin. After reviewing the pictures, I saw that the UPC was even listed, which is rare for these type of listings. I copied that number, I searched for some other listings to verify the sales price, and bam! These were going for $60 to $140 a unit, depending on the retailer. Additionally, these were not currently sold on Amazon, which would eliminate any competition in the buy box when starting out. Now, this was the opportunity that I was looking for. After punching in the numbers, I was looking at over a 60% profit margin and over $700 in profit for just these 24 units. This assumed that I could sell these for $49.99 a unit, which was well below their market value. At this point, I decided to go ahead and place a $100 bid to get this thing started. Now, I didn't think that I would get these for $100, and I assumed that it would be somewhere between $150 and $200 because more times than not, especially on eBay and auction-based services, you're competing with other buyers and they're going to drive that price up until someone ultimately folds. To my surprise, my $100 bid ended up winning this auction uncontested. At the time of making this video, I am currently waiting on my products to arrive at my house. I'll inspect them at that point and then I'll ship them off to Amazon to sell on a new listing. I'll cover the details on how to list these types of products, sell them successfully, and my final results in my next video. Until then, and if you're trying to start this side hustle, please keep an eye out for the condition that the products are in, the location where they're coming from, and verify the sales price or MSRP before even bidding. Putting together a robust set of criteria and watching out for these 3 mistakes will give you the best chance at profiting. Make sure to subscribe for part 2 and we'll see if I can actually pull this thing off.